Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's Commentary of the Week, and this is going to be a very exciting game. This is a match between, as you can see there, Firebat Hero and Practice, otherwise known as Luxury. He's been going by Practice pretty much all the time, but we all still know him from his old name of Luxury, so that's what we call him. And this is going to be pretty crazy, I think. These are very, very top-notch players here. This matchup, by the way, completely ran away with the vote. That's why we're doing the Commentary of the Week a little bit early, because it was completely obvious that almost no one was voting for any other match. And by the way, we are still working out the kinks in this whole Commentary of the Week system, so I apologize. There have been a couple weeks where I've not put in options that a lot of people wanted, and so I'll try and get a better gauge of that in the future. In any case, so Firebat Hero is the purple Terran there, and Luxury is going to be the teal Zerg. And go ahead, take it. I don't remember if I mentioned already. I'm here with Diggity as usual for the Commentary of the Week. Go ahead, Diggity, and tell us a little bit about these players, what they can do.
I don't think anybody's heard of these guys. We can just move on. No, I'm just kidding. Luxury, I would say actually he's taking the throne as #1 Zerg recently, or at least he's in contention of it. It depends whether he beats Flash in the round of 8 for the OSL, correct? Yeah. So in the OSL, man, wow, on Troy he pulled out a brilliant strategy. Went for a shell-in if you guys missed it, and beat Flash in game 1. He's still got one more game if he can win it, but it's a long way. Hopefully he can pull that out. That would be a huge upset in my opinion. Firebat Hero, though, he is the #1 Zerg killer, I would say, at the moment. Everybody, ooh, is that Boxer right there in the military swag? Nice. I'm sorry, you can't really get a good look at his face. Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm watching it on HQ, and Diggity's watching it on YouTube, so it was pretty obvious to me. But
yeah, shame on me.
Anyway, Firebat Hero, by the way, real quick, he's built his barracks way far out. He's kind of going to go for, it looks like, some kind of a pressure build, because he hasn't walled in like is the standard for Terran. It doesn't look like he's going to go for like a real rush. It looks like he's just going to try and put a little pressure on. We've seen other Terrans do this where they kind of almost fake a bunker rush and just put a little pressure on quickly just to mess with the Zerg player. That might be what Firebat Hero is doing here. Yeah, it looks kind of like he's setting up for that. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I wanted to make note of that real quick.
That's fine. It was important to know it. I think Firebat Hero, he's just been extremely aggressive. He kind of, I wouldn't say he pioneered, but he was definitely one of the most effective guys recently with that fast expansion build. Now, this is really clever. He's pushing up, acting like he's going to put a bunker down, and as a result, as you can see, Luxury is having to pull all sorts of drones off the line and bring them up the field. He hasn't even put down he hasn't even put anything down yet. He's just got 3 SCVs and 2 Marines there, and you can see he's distracting in the meantime. 8 drones, and the 8 drones trying to go after the Marines. Looks like he will be able to take the Marines off. And now a bunker going up in the background for Firebat Hero. Sneaking an SCV by. I don't think he's going to have any Marines left to really make it there. Maybe that one Marine will escape. It's got a sliver of... No, it looks like it's taken out. Another Marine coming in. I don't think that's going to go up. Looks like some Zerglings are going to be produced momentarily. And now that's kind of clever on Firebat Hero, going for a quick pressure game. Not going standard, now having to cancel that bunker and bring that SCV in, just try to get a scout. But nevertheless, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. He should probably get some defenses back in his base, otherwise Luxury's just going to be able to push up. Actually, it doesn't look like he's dedicated. No, there goes the Zerglings now. Otherwise, he's going to have a really hard time microing his troops around and defending here. It looks like he is going to be able to get the SCV wall up. He is, however, not going to be able to go with that quick command center, and he's going to have to lift that barracks up in the meantime, because he's not going to be able to really get any Marines out of it. Well, the Zerglings are posted out down below, and if he doesn't lift it off, Luxury is going to be able to take that out. So a little bit of equalization there. Luxury inflicting at least some production damage to make up for the drones that had to come off the line. Yeah, I know. So cute. Anyway. Barracks going up from the background. And now we'll see what Firebat Hero is up to in the meantime. I'm surprised he didn't go for his standard fast expansion build. And a creep colony going down in the background. I honestly don't think that Luxury even needs to put down that creep colony at this point. And now it looks like going for a 3 hatchery build, so it looks like he's going to head for Mutalisks here.
Yeah, so it looks like Firebat Hero did in fact do what I was kind of thinking of. He put a lot of pressure on. He forced Luxury to pull 6 or 7 drones off of mining. Luxury had like 3 or 4 drones mining during that whole process there, and like I said, he and other Terrans have been doing that a lot lately. It does a very good job of distracting, and in the end, he didn't really lose a lot. The only risk is that yeah, there's a risk of a counterattack because then you don't have the wall up, and Firebat here recovered very well, I think, and luckily for him, Luxury didn't attack too quickly, although I think that SCV wall could have dealt with it pretty well. So, yeah, but on the other hand, like you said, Firebat Hero now, he hasn't gone for the quick expansion, so he's going to be still behind economically, even though he was forced Luxury to be distracted early on. He is going to take out this Overlord here. It's going to do a little bit of damage to Luxury's, well, probably his economy. He's still making mostly drones at this point. I was thinking, I've seen a lot of Zerg players put down that one sunken pretty early. It might be to prevent scouts, or I don't know. It's possible that he also didn't know what was in Firebat Hero's base if there was 2 more barracks or anything like that. So it could have just been a safety thing here. But now Firebat Hero moving out here, Luxury has put down another couple colonies. Only one is a sunken. He's morphing a second into a sunken, and I don't think Firebat Hero is going to commit to this. He doesn't have let larger force. I'm completely wrong. He totally commits to it. Firebats going in there. Those Firebats are going to be able to take care of those drones very easily. Only one Zergling in the area, but the drones and the Zerglings are enough to distract that force long enough that the sunken colony, the second sunken colony, comes up, and that attack is a complete failure. I did not expect Firebat Hero to commit with so few forces, and he really kind of paid the price for it. Although I'm not sure how I'm not sure how Luxury managed to pull out that much damage against those medic marines with only 5 drones and 2 Zerglings. It's possible he was focusing the sunken on the Firebats who were not next to the medics or something like that. I didn't actually pay too much attention to it. But brilliant move by Luxury, managing to defend that off, and now he's in a very strong position.
That was some brilliant micro. He brought 2 drones along to intercept the Firebats as they were moving towards the Sunken Colonies, drew them off and put them back behind the Marines, while the Zerglings flanked from underneath the Sunken Colonies took everything else out. It was some nice micro. I'm sure some people will go back and go over that. Honestly, I would call that's honestly I wouldn't say that is a Pimpus play, but that definitely is in the upper echelon of plays I've seen recently. And it looks like Firebat Hero coming up for another attempted bunker bust. He's got the 2 medic marine, but honestly 3 Sunken Colonies already up. And the 4th maybe just going to go up for a little bit of containment here. He needs to actually dedicate more forces to the ground, back to his base, in my opinion. He's got to know that something's coming this direction, Aspire, something along those lines. It looks like Luxury actually might be going for a similar build that he went against Flash. We'll see if he does in fact go for a greater Spire eventually. But honestly, with this Mulus harass, I would not be surprised if he could just end it there once the Spire comes up, because Firebat Hero does not have a lot of Marines on the ground. He does not have a lot of turrets up in the meantime. He's known for actually skipping turrets as of late, although he did not go that fast expansion, so I would expect him to get turrets up. But right now his base is extremely vulnerable. I don't think he has enough troops on the ground to really have the ability of the Marines to back up the turrets. I think Luxury is going to have a nice time just harassing the base with this.
Yeah, there's the Mutalisk coming up right now. Looks like Firebat Hero had his timing down pretty perfect. I think those turrets are going to come up just in time to deal with these Mutalisks. And he may have even put those medic marines out in front just to distract Luxury. Although it looks like he's actually pulled back those medic marines towards his base. So he is going to have those forces back in his base there. Yeah, so 9, it looks like 8, and a 9th coming. Probably he's going to go up to a full 11 here in just a second here. Only a couple turrets there. Yeah, he's going to have those turrets up in plenty of time. It's just, oh, Firebat here trying to intercept those Mutalisks. Oh, Luxury flying. I don't think he saw that quite soon enough. A lot of damage being done to, I didn't actually see if one of those Mutalisks popped, but one of the Mutalisks is almost dead now. Firebat here knowing exactly the route that Luxury would have to take. It looks like Luxury is taking a different route now, or at least just moving around to try and throw Firebat Hero off. So this is tough to call. Firebat Hero, he's gotten his turrets up. He's gotten a decent amount of Marines, although I think you're right that he doesn't quite have enough at this point. He's only pumping from, I think, 3 barracks right now. And Luxury is just going to come back in here and own these turrets pretty well. The medics, the Marines rushing back to take over. Luxury ignoring the Marines, trying to go straight into Firebat Hero's base, picking off a few SCVs. This is some really, really good Mutalisk harass here. Slowing down the starport as well, which is going to be crucial. Every second counts in getting out those science vessels, and Luxury doing an excellent job here. Some really nice Mutalisk harass, and despite that little slight miscue, he hasn't. Oh, he's going to try and fly over again, and Luxury's trapped. Luxury's Mutalisks are trapped. They have nowhere to go. They should go out to the left, I think, and he's losing a few Mutalisks here, and well done by Firebat Hero, trapping Luxury's Mutalisks between those 2 groups of medic marines. That was pretty sweet. I haven't seen that done done before.
In the meantime, it looks like Firebat Hero has spotted that additional hatchery going down, but I don't think he can do anything about it. I don't know that he has enough troops that he can dedicate, go to the south, and not have his base overrun by Zerglings or these Mutalisks in the meantime. I'm surprised that Luxury's not bringing them back around to the north. It looks like he is setting actually for another attack on the main. I just say keep harassing there as long as you know it's going to work. It looks like 2 more turrets set up, but it looks like not a third turret is not down yet. And right there you can see the Medic Marine group. They were just chasing that entire time, just could not keep up with the Mutalisk harass. Now the Mutalisk, this is a nice place for Luxury right here, right over this map artifact to go and just take, as you can see, Firebat here trying to get into a better position around, and in the meantime Lurker's going up for Luxury. Luxury's in a very strong position. He's going to have three gas basically uncontested. Right now Firebat here has been very much stuck in his base, taking out another Mutalisk there, so at least he's going to be able to send this home. Looks like he's going to go for an attack up on the main, but Lurkers are already out, and Lurkers plus those Mutalisks plus any Zerglings alongside. I don't think this is a large enough attack group for Firebat Hero to really do enough damage, especially not to really take out that hatchery to the south. It looks like he's probably going to get flanked here. As you can see, Luxury racing those Mules down there. The Lurker's going to be pushing alongside. Zergling's coming alongside to intercept there, but I think once those Lurkers sunk, Luxury should be safe, and then he's going to be in a very strong position, trying to block the wall a little bit there. I'm sorry, block the ramp a little bit with that SCV, and now those Lurkers are broed there, and Firebat Hero is going to have to pull back. Luxury in a very strong position, has 3 gas, is getting additional hatcheries down. Firebat Hero in the meantime hasn't even gotten a science vessel up, now producing a tank, getting his 2nd engineering bay down. He's still been out of 3 barracks. Very good harass by Luxury, really keeping Firebat Hero on his toes.
Yeah, that was a pretty close race there. The Lurkers and the Medic Marines trying to race down the map to that 3rd base of Luxury's. Lurkers getting there just in time. So now, basically, the Mutalisk harass is completely over. He's still got a few out there, but you can see he stopped making Mutalisks, and those Mutalisks are pretty damaged, so there's not really too much he can do with him at this point. Although it looks like he might try and go in there and pick off an SCV or 2 anyhow. Firebat Heroes managed to mass up a pretty decent amount of forces there, despite the fact that he doesn't have too many barracks. If he doesn't have more barracks than I saw before, he should be getting up some more barracks pretty soon, because he's going to need to pump out of more than just 3 or 4 barracks if he's going to really take this game in the long haul there. But he's moving out with what he has. He's got a couple tanks as well. Oh, he needs to protect that science vessel. He does manage to get it back in time. That was a close one. But Luxury, it looks like Luxury, he knows this is coming. He's going to move his forces, some of his forces around the side, so that when Firebat Hero moves in, he'll be able to flank. And Firebat Hero sees that. He's going to fall back here. So a bit of a standoff here, but neither player feels comfortable with an attack at this point. They're just kind of trying to posture here, it looks like.
I really feel like Luxury is just taking a huge lead. He's already at high tech. There's only a single science vessel out. In the meantime, he's got that 3 gas flowing. Finally, Firebat Hero looks like he's got the 5 racks up, but he still hasn't put down a 3rd base, getting 2 bunkers. He's going to have to weather this for the long term. He's going to be facing ultra
counterattack
and not super long. Now, yeah, the attack's starting to move up. He's got those Lurkers in the position, and now you can see it's going to be a dual-pronged attack. Looks like Firebat Hero is just going to use Medic Marines to push up the front, bring the tanks at home base, and we'll see where Luxury decides to go. Tanks starting to push up on that front there. More Sun Colonies going down. Looks like some Lurkers being morphed in the meantime. We'll see if Luxury decides to do a flanking attack or if just makes a gun for the main. Firebat Hero, though, keep in mind, does have those 3 bunkers up front. Yeah, the tank's just hammering away, and Firebat Hero just taking his time here. Really, I think he has to do something big with this. Otherwise, I think Luxury's just going to have high tech in a second here with only a science vessel in the air, and I think he's just going to be too far technologically behind.
Yeah, it looked like for a minute there, Luxury was thinking about doing a counterattack when Firebat Hero moved in, but then he saw those bunkers and he decided it probably wasn't a wise idea. He is setting up for a flank here instead, and he is going in. He's going in with both of his forces. His Lurkers on the south are a little bit off. They're going to get there way later than the Lynx, but it's not going to matter. There are just way too damn many Lurkers. Defense Matrix is not going to do anything, and Firebat Hero's forces are getting slaughtered by an absolute ton of Lurkers there. He took down a lot more Lurkers than I expected, though, and Firebat Hero is probably only going to survive in this game much longer because he did manage to take out a few of those Lurkers, but he's going to oh, no, he's not quite going to lose. I thought he was going to lose the science vessel there. It looked like he wasn't paying attention, but brilliant pincher by Luxury there, coming in from both sides with a lot of Lurkers. I think if he'd timed that a little bit differently, then Firebat Hero's forces would have been even more slaughtered, and this game would be essentially over, but the fact that his timing was a little bit off, and Firebat Hero microed a little bit better than I expected and managed to take out more Lurkers than anticipated, has kept Firebat Hero in the game, and it's basically going to be up to whether or not Firebat Hero can keep Luxury from getting more bases, because Firebat Hero has a 3rd base up now. And so if he can keep things up the way they are, then his 3 bases are definitely going to be more powerful than Luxury's 3 bases. He's going to put out a lot of Medic Marines and take the game in the long run. So Luxury's priority right now needs to be getting another base or 2, I think.
Where's Firebite Hero's third base? Is it alongside the mineral only there? The 12th.
Yeah, it's his mineral only just outside
right
of
now.
natural. Whoa!
Wall of Lings. Looks like they are crack upgraded. The Lurkers going in as well. They're just going to absolutely devastate this group. I think it's just going to be a cleanup operation from this point on. Lurkers just walling in a couple. Yeah, like crack upgrades. I'm kind of curious what the upgrade status overall is player to player. I can't really see, obviously, with the YouTube quality. Can you tell me what the Carapace is? It looks like, I'm sorry, it's that third expansion down below.
Yeah, I'll mention it the next time they show it there. Oh, it looks like Fire Hero's got a dropship out. He's going to try and do a little bit of a drop on Luxury's third base, and I think that's a good idea. It does look like Luxury has set up a 4th base at the natural expansion of the bottom left spawn point. He does also have some defenses at that base, so we're going to have to see how well this attack does. He's got a Nidus Canal and 1 sunken, another colony there ready to morph into a sunken, so I don't think this is going to do a terrible amount of damage. I think Luxury should be able to fend this off. Oh, I love crackling so much. Oh, he's going to lose that dropship. But somehow the Medic Marines survive. He must have good upgrades on those. I haven't seen the upgrades yet. It looks like 2 Carapace 2 Carapace on the Zerg unit. Sorry, I haven't seen the upgrades yet on the Terran forces there. But it doesn't look like Firebite Hero is going to accomplish anything with that drop. Luxury is getting that 4th base up, so it still looks like it's going to be a longish game still.
Yeah, Luxury's still in a pretty good position. He's been storing. I haven't seen him spend gas this entire time. He's been storing units. I'm surprised he isn't. There's the Defilers now. I was about to say. I'm surprised he hasn't produced more Defilers at this point. Looks like he's got a couple Defilers alongside. Now, Science Vessel exposed. They're going to get taken out. Second Science Vessel going to get taken out. That's Firebat Hero needs to conserve those. Nice Defiler. That was some beautiful Dark Swarm. Just piece by piece, just cutting that Terran force in half. Tank's going to be able to splash that out in the meantime, but Firebat Hero is going to have to back off. We'll see if Luxury decides to pull out those Lurkers so they don't keep absorbing that splash damage from that tank. Now I'm surprised that Luxury hasn't been on the offense at all during this period of time. I think he should. It looks like a single Zergling running up in there, but I really think he needs to stop being so passive. But wow, a huge force starting to move down to the bottom left. I don't know if Luxury has enough to really stop that. Irradiate's going off. He's only got 2 Lurkers, and that's basically it at that base, and he's got some Zergling. I think he's going to lose that hatchery right here.
Yeah, but he's got reinforcements coming through that Nidus Canal. He needs to get the Swarm down, though. He can't just send in forces without the Swarm. The Swarm has not gone off yet. He's going to have to at least get Swarm on top of those 2 Lurkers. I saw him send a Defiler through that Nidus Canal. There it is, finally. So he is going to be able to stop this attack, it looks like. Getting a little bit of a plague off on those 3 Marines, and that's going to soften him up for the cracklings there. But pretty much attack the attack has failed, so he is going to keep that hatchery, and that is crucial. He does have Swarm, though, so the moment he got Swarm, that was, I have to say, kind of a turning point in the game. Now that Luxury has Swarm, he's going to be able to basically fight with the full arsenal of what Zerg are capable of, and that's going to make things eternally more difficult for Firebat Hero. Basically, if Luxury didn't have Swarm, then he probably would be dead by now, but now that he has Swarm, well, I mean, he would have lost that base at least, but now that he has Swarm, he's going to be able to come back here. But Firebite Hero, macroing like a fiend, has set up another base at the 3 o'clock position. So Luxury, like you said, he's going to have to stop being so passive. He's going to have to do some attacks here as well. At least send a few random squads of Zerglings to attack SCVs and disrupt mining in unprotected locations or something like that, or he's going to just get out-macroed in the long run.
Wow, when Luxury loses that base, the natural expansion in the bottom left-hand corner, he's in a lot of trouble here. I think he needs more gas at this point, or at least he need to be producing some saving gas, and he really hasn't had an opportunity because Firebat Hero has just been putting on the pressure. He's been producing a ton of Lurkers, but honestly, I don't feel like he's been getting a lot done with it. Now putting up, looks like a Lurker for an attack on the front door, some dropships going along the backside, and I don't think Luxury spotted them out. At least he doesn't have he's not making an indication that he did. Now you can see more Lurkers morphing in the background, and honestly, they can drop cliffside right there.
Oh, there's probably a tank in there.
Oh, there's probably a tank as well, yeah, so you can just siege up right there and just stop getting another gas. Tank wandering off a little, I don't know if Firebat here realizes how far his tank's wandering there. And now it looks like another hatchery getting taken down. Luxury is just, falling apart here, losing this. Firebat Hero is all over the place right now. Just all over the map with his just beautiful macro, actually, here. And a huge amount of defense on that front door. Looks like that Lurker, as you can see, that Lurker attack being stopped short. And now the dropship starting to push in. We'll see if he can take out that gas at the secondary. Luxury is going to be absolutely starved. All he's going to be able to produce is Zerglings, and you're not going to get it done with Zerglings at this stage in the game. Those dropships are running for their lives.
Go, dropships, go!
Oh my
Go,
God.
science vessels, too!
Run! Now some Zerglings actually pushing in there. And so it looks like a pretty effective attack actually from Luxury here. I'm surprised those tanks actually didn't mop out those Lurkers. He might lose an expansion right there, but I don't think it's going to hurt him that much. He still has that expansion at the 3 o'clock location, scanning to see the Defilers. Looks like we'll see if he goes up and cleans this up with some Irradiate in the meantime. But Luxury, he needs to get it done right here, otherwise he's not going to have gas at this point to really do anything else.
Yeah, at this point, you're right. And notice that also that Firebat Hero has amassed a lot of science vessels, -2. And, okay, he hasn't massed a lot of science vessels anymore. Oh, crap! Okay, never mind. Forget
-3.
that bit about massing a lot of science vessels. He's down to 2 science vessels because he just threw away like 4 of them. And that was a little bit careless. That's going to keep Luxury in the game for a little bit longer. I think in the long run, Luxury is still doesn't have too much of a chance of coming back in this, unless Firebat Hero makes a lot more mistakes and lets up on his macro. But Firebat Hero, he's very, very good at macro, and he's good at his Medic Marine micros as well. So I don't anticipate him losing the advantage that he has now. And wow, those cracklings going there. Oh, he stemmed the Marines and then ran them away. Pansy Marines, go back! Die with honor. But instead, it looks like he's going to trade bases. He's going to go for an attack here as well. And, yeah, oh my gosh. Just sitting there. Luxury just sitting there with some Defilers and not doing anything with them. And he loses a hatchery in exchange. And Firebat Hero down to 1 science vessel. But I don't think that there's much way that he can lose at this point. He's been shelling that base, so his natural's going to go down. Basically, Luxury's mining out of 1 base at this point.
Mining out of, there's GG right there. He did not have the gas to get it done at that point. He had the bottom left-hand corner. I think that was it. Man, Firebat Hero all over the place in that map. Man, I should say match. He was just...
Uh-oh. Look at his face. Firebat Hero, of course, for those of you that have never seen a game before, is the king of ceremonies. We'll see if he does anything here. Oh, he's stretching his neck like he's going to do something, but he has faked this out before. Let's see what he does. He's walking down the stairs. It looks like he's just going to be weird when he gives high 10s.
Weird.
Instead of... I have no idea what the hell is wrong with this guy. Oh well. Anyways. Okay, we get the idea. We get the idea. Get over it. I wonder if he's going to do something at the end of this. In any case, that was a pretty well fought battle by both players. I think that Luxury just wasn't aggressive enough. Although, to be honest, there's not a lot he could have done. Firebat Hero played really aggressively and kept him in check basically the whole game. There wasn't a whole lot he could have done there. So, well done by Firebat Hero taking game 1 for Samsung in this match against Sparkies.
Yeah, I think there was a really key point there where Firebat Hero essentially pushed up right as Luxury was in the middle of teching up. He was teching the Hive, and he didn't have a lot of forces on the ground. Firebat Hero pushed up and essentially denied Luxury any sort of... basically kept inflicting damage at that point, and then also kept Luxury from expanding at that point, right when it was critical that he secure extra gas. I think that's really what won him the game. It was basically that one little critical maneuver right there. Firebat Hero just a genius of timing, a genius of play, and just multitasking everywhere on there. He just straight up out multitasked Luxury right there, all over the place, multi-pronged attacks all over the map, had a really solid defense at his front door, and then just, Luxury just could not keep up.
Yeah. I wonder, what do you think, I mentioned it during the game, there was that one attack where Luxury came in and he sent in a couple groups of Zerglings, and then he sent in the Lurkers, but the Lurkers didn't arrive until the Zerglings were all dead. I think that if Luxury had timed that a little bit better, he could have taken out all of Firebat Hero's forces a lot easier, and he would have had the advantage from there on out. Is that? I'm wondering if you think that I'm on target on that or not.
I don't know if the defense right there would have mattered as much. I think what Luxury needed to do was go drop or something, get some sort of attack back in Firebat Hero's base. Firebat Hero had to defend a little bit at the end there, but he was on the offense at the same time. There wasn't a single time where I saw Firebat Hero really completely on the defensive, where he
Yeah,
had to really draw back troops.
yeah, that's true. They basically his aggression just kind of won it for him. He just kept so much pressure on Luxury. There wasn't a whole lot he could do.
Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed that commentary of the week. The JWD and Mr. Bitter with another great write-up. So again, check out their writing at sc2gg.com. So it's going to be the finals, actually, part of the MST, the multi-site tour, coming up this Saturday. You can actually check out the live casting at gamefire.com. That is going to be between Othello and MYM. It's going to be a lot of fun. The winner of that is going to go on to play Eastro. And then otherwise, I'm trying to think of other shout-outs I need to do. I know there's a new commentator out there, True Blue SC, or The True Blue SC. Check out his stuff. And then anything you need to say, Moltrap?
Well, that sounds good. And we are doing, like I said, we did this commentary of the week a little bit early because the vote was such a blowout. So I'm not going to have the next week's voting up in this description for a couple days probably. So just remember to check back sc2gg.com probably around Thursday, and we'll have it up so you can vote on next week's matches. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit more competition for the voting next week, like we have in the past weeks. And I
So,
guess
yeah.
that'll wrap it up. So yeah, thanks for listening. Hope you all enjoyed it.